Well, I think it's fair to say I've been fairly critical of Mike Rinder. However, we can't blame everything on Rinder, and I would admit this case is a little ambiguous. It's a question mark. So maybe he's behind this, maybe he had a role, but with this one, I'd be genuinely unsure of where Mike stands. So what happened? Well, this story is fairly incredible. I'm surprised it's not more well known, so it could be an OSA cover-up, and they definitely tried to minimize it. So let us get right to it. What is it? Well, apparently this businessman, Rex, killed another business partner because he was a Scientologist. So apparently Rex reached, I guess, OT7, OT8. It's not entirely clear, but he reached a high enough level he probably did meet Miscavige personally. And when you get to that level, they really pump you for money. And his business was struggling, but Rex still took out an enormous sum and gave it over to Miscavige in the church, and that upset his business partner, Thomas, and apparently they got into a bit of a dispute, and he pulled out a gun and killed him. So yeah, it's pretty stunning. Problem is, this happened in 2011. Now, Mike officially left a few years before. Now, just because Mike left doesn't mean he ceased having any communication. It could be he still has some contacts with OSA. And definitely the OSA people were monitoring the situation because when it happened, of course, the church did come up. And it was reported, but it doesn't really show up in too many documentaries. I don't think this was ever mentioned in Going Clear or some of the other major documentaries. It's sort of just, it happened. It's a murder case. It could be tied to Scientology, but everyone has kind of forgotten about it. So it is pretty shocking. So I double checked, to be fair to Mike, and he didn't write any major article on it. However, in the comments section, they do talk about it. So this is a weird one where Mike has not really spoken about this, but Mike's fans have spoken about it freely. They do comment on it a couple of times in the comment section in a couple of his articles. So it's a little weird. I can't say that Mike Rinder and the Mike Rinder community have entirely covered up this murder because they do talk about it. But again, Mike himself has not devoted too much time to this. So it's very weird. It could just be this is a generically embarrassing thing about how OSA operates, that when this kind of scandal happens, they try to minimize it, but I honestly don't know. This is like a bit of a question mark. So being somewhat fair to him, we really don't know yet. So I will put this as a question mark. But again, I would suspect that OSA was aware of what happened, and they got to work to make sure that David Miscavige's name was not linked. And it succeeded because even when we note his crimes, and there are a lot of them, the case of Rex, not really mentioned too much. So, it's a bit of a question mark.